I don't care if Nev Campbell comes back or not. You can put any girl in these movies. Same old phone call. Chase scene, then at the end, two people take the mask off and act like
That made me feel a lot better. That's all it is.
He summed it up perfectly.
Scream 1 through 7. Take the mask off. Act like
He's Blake. I spit everywhere. He's Blake. I'm Ronnie. All the good names are taken. Podcast, and we're back, Blake, with sort of a different show. We're not the type of show that just throws out top 5 whatevers. But this time, I messaged you and said, hey, how about a top 5 whatever? So we're talking top 5 Nicolas Cage hairdos, Blake. How's it going, by the way? You look tired.
very tired, Ronnie. Drove 10 hours straight from Orlando, Florida.
Didn't stop.
Got home just, no, I didn't. I was like Michael Myers in H2O. I drove straight, didn't stop for anything except take a shit, and I got home just in time to do this episode.
That's great. Mike's going up and down.
Is that better?
Oh, holy crap, it is.
Is that better? I didn't get a chance to meet Nick Push either, so vacation ruined.
So what's the deal with you? Had me all excited that you were going to meet Nick Push. What happened? He chicken out? You chicken out? What? Or you just couldn't make it happen?
I couldn't get away. And I'm damn sure wasn't bringing my family near him, just in case.
Okay, we're going to get into it like this, Blake. We're going to start at our number 5. Hopefully you did it ranking style, from 5 being the lowest to number 1 being the best. Our top 5 Nicolas Cage hairdos. Why are we doing Nicolas Cage hairdos? Because I don't know the last time Nicolas Cage had real hair, and in every movie he gives us a top-notch hair performance, Blake.
So can I say that, is it fair if I have movies on my list that I've never seen before? Is that fair of me to do?
I have one movie on my list that I haven't seen, so yeah, it's fair. Because when I saw, you Google to get an idea, and when I Googled this particular movie, I was like, how can I not put this on here? This is great. But the rest of the movies on my list I have seen, but I don't think that's not fair at all. It's our channel. We can do whatever the hell we want to. If we want to copy an article and pretend it's us, we can do it.
Okay, because that's exactly what I did. I copied BuzzFeed's top 10 haircuts.
Well, there you go. So people, if you want to skip ahead right now, just Google BuzzFeed's top Nick Cage hairdo. You know what Blake's going to go. Blake, you want me to start? You want to start number 5, Nick Cage hairdo.
Coming in at number 5, Ronnie, I've got the movie Butcher's Crossing.
All right.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, which you are, I see you Googling right now, Nicholas finally pulls the trigger and goes with the bald look. And it doesn't look bad.
Oh, wow. It doesn't look bad. He looks...
I think it's because we've been expecting it since like 92.
Yeah.
And he finally pulled the trigger on it. And I think it looks pretty good. I know it's probably a bald cap or whatever, because he seems like the kind of guy who's going to hang on to those scraps forever. But I saw this, and then it reminded me of the Kevin James interview I saw 3 days ago on Joe Rogan, where he finally pulled the trigger and went with the bald look too. I think it looks really good. What do you think?
Well, I think he looks a lot better than John Travolta. When John Travolta finally said, I'm tired of wearing this wig, he took it off and he looks retarded, just like his brother Joey Travolta. So I think Nick Cage pulls it off. I think Nick Cage pulls it off a lot better than John Travolta did. And he looks good in this movie. It doesn't look bad at all.
Can you repeat your number 5? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's because I haven't done it yet, Blake. My number 5 is from a movie called Peggy Sue Got Married, 1986. Kathleen, is it Kathleen Turner? What's her
I
name?
think it's Hepburn.
It's not Hepburn. I think it's Kathleen Turner goes back or gets in a wreck and she wakes up.
Oh, I mean, we're doing a movie review?
And she's back in the 50s. And anyway, you get to see Nick Cage as an older guy. He's got the slick back hair, nasty looking, life beat the shit out of him. But when she goes back to the 50s or the 60s, whatever year it's supposed to be, he's got this vibrant high hair. It's part blonde. It sort of looks like his Valley Girl hair, but it's not. It might be. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why I made it number 5. It should have definitely been in my top 3. Yeah. It's amazing hair. And I got a feeling that he thought that hair was always going to be like that. You've never seen Peggy Sue Got Married.
No, I've never seen it. Probably never will see it, but I did see the picture you threw up, and that's a good pick.
Jim Carrey's in that movie, and
Yeah.
the guy that Peggy Sue likes is the starving artist type in high school.
Yeah.
He's the guy that plays Sammy, the dickhead loser in Steel Magnolias on the bike at the end of the movie.
Drink your juice. My number 4, Ronnie, is a movie that I'm pretty sure you haven't seen called Bangkok Danger.
I've never seen the movie, but I know
you know the look.
I know the look.
I don't know why. I think this is a cool look. It really reminds me of Michael Madsen in Kill Bill for some reason, which is another character I love. But I think this looks really good on him.
It would have, but Nick Cage has the small, I'm going to do it like this so people can see. He's got the small, thin widow's peak. If they would have widened the widow's peak when they put the wig on him and then went back, it would have been a cool look. But all I can focus on is the finger width of the widow's peak. So no, I don't think it looks good. I think it looks like something you'd mop up vomit with.
No, I mean, for everybody out there, if any two guys are qualified to talk about someone's hair, it's Ronnie and I. Right?
Just like when we say retarded, we're allowed to do that. Our father's retarded.
He's mega retarded.
And we can talk about fat people too, because I weigh 360 pounds.
Oh man. Do
So
we really want to get into that? I love how respectful you've been throughout this process of me gaining 45 pounds back. You hadn't mentioned it once as the shirts get tighter and the face gets fuller. I'm back up to 245.
What do you want me to do? Hit you with the daddy's boy or whatever name is? Hey, homeboy, where's the titties? I miss them.
That's the movie I was trying to think of today. I can't afford that. He said, you need to download Facebook. I can't afford that.
Number 4 for me, Blake. And this is the only movie on my list I haven't seen all the way through. It's a movie called Adaptation. And he's got the Jew fro going. When I saw it, he looks like Billy Crystal hair. It might be the worst hair on the list. Amazing to look at. It looks like he did the Chia Pet, where he spread all that mud and all over his hair. And then on his head, not his hair. And then it grew out that red puby Billy Crystal hair.
Can I just see if you and I are in the same room here for a minute?
We're not. I'm at my house.
When you say Jufro, I'm thinking of 3 actors. You named one. Name the other 2.
Jufro. You've got Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's is a thicker Jufro, so it really I wouldn't call it a Jufro. I don't know anybody else's. When I think of Jufro, I think of Billy Crystal, and that's it. You making like trigger something in me? I don't know.
Harold Ramis.
No, see, it's a little too thick to be a Jufro. Just
Larry David.
Larry David's bald.
Comedian Larry David, like pre Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, that's a Jufro. We can say that because our dad's Jewish too.
Yeah, he's a retarded Jewish guy. What number are we on?
Okay, so I'm to my number. No, you're number 3, Blake.
My number Cage has a spot in one of our favorite movies called Grindhouse, where he's in Werewolf Women of the SS. I don't know if it's because it's just a shock of him showing up with a Fu Manchu in this weird titled movie directed by Rob Zombie.
He's playing Fu Manchu. He's playing an Asian character, and he looks just
right. And he, as soon as it shows him, he's like, ha, 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 just super evil laugh. I don't know if it's just the whole package, that combination, but I really love the way he looks in that. So it made my list.
I really wish they would have made SS Women, the Werewolf Women of the SS, whatever it's called, instead of Thanksgiving. I would much rather seen Rob Zombie make that movie than watch another Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving wasn't that bad. We got to do a review on it. We'll wait to Thanksgiving, but still, I would love to see that movie get made. Amazon Prime, Netflix, somebody needs to pull the trigger on that. My number 3, Blake, is from a movie called Drive Angry in 2011. I don't know if you're familiar with this movie, But Nick Cage escapes hell to come back and kill this cult of weirdos that either killed his wife or his daughter. I really don't know. His name is Milton, and his hair in it is fantastic. It's like, it may be, they were trying to make a Grindhouse movie, and it's a pretty good flick, but it's like they forgot to do half of the Widow's Peak. It's always the Widow's Peak with Nicolas Cage. It's like they wiped their ass with a wig and they stuck it to the top of his head. And he still managed to pull it off. He looks cool in the movie. Think you can answer that son of a bitch? What's your number 2?
My number 2, Face Off. He finally decided to go really short with the hair. It is razor thin. It's very similar to mine. I mean, he's got a little bit more in that movie, but you can see his facial features a lot more in this movie. The crazy eyes that he does.
I'm glad you think that's his hair.
It's definitely his hair, Ronnie.
It's not his hair.
Okay. Well, then whose is it?
It's his hair from here back. They cut a piece of,
that's the part I'm talking about.
They cut a piece of horsetail off and glued it right here. So look, it didn't make my top 5 list because it kind of looks, I don't know.
You don't like it. It's your opinion.
There you go. My number 2 is the 2000s. My number 2 is from the 2007 movie Ghost Rider. And if you thought the hair in Face Off was great, Nicolas Cage's hair as Johnny Blaze is amazing. They didn't even try to put any effort into it. You could tell he was into this movie for the check. They just stuck a random Costanza wig on him and let him go. It was great.
I thought he was just a fireball in that movie.
I was bald. Well, it'd been better if he had been a fireball the entire movie. When he wasn't a fireball, he had the worst wig ever on top of his head. And it's fantastic. He pulls it off because he's so good looking.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and you can edit this, but let's say our number 1s together on the count of 3,
All right.
2, 1. Con Air
is the number 1 Nicolas Cage hairdo. Cameron Poe, 1997, Blake. Nicolas Cage riding high off the rock and Face Off. Box office gold. Action movie gold. And Con Air, when he steps off of that. But first off, we get to see him with the Navy hair at the beginning of it. The standard Nick Cage wig. But when time goes by in that prison with that wonderful Alabama accent.
It's like 6 weeks went by.
Yeah, and he's got hair that is greasy and fuzzy and knotted up at the same time, all the way down to his shoulders, and it's flapping in the breeze. The scene of him stepping off the bus with the wind going through his hair is the best GIF out there, GIF, whatever it's called. I love his hair in this movie. It's what every man's hair should be, Blake.
I completely agree. At no point in my life did I ever think he looked ridiculous in this movie. I love it. He looks like a total badass. And at the end, he tells Trisha Poe, I meant to get a haircut.
And he slaps that he didn't even punch him but he would be okay. Cameron Poe would survive good in 2024 because he just slapped him. A little John Leguizamo's little sister in that movie running around.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Blake, great list. Hit us in the comments, guys. What are your top 5 Nick Cage hairdos? Make sure you like, subscribe.
You know what's weird, stuff. Ronnie? In Con Air, he slaps that like it's the like button, guys. Y'all do the same thing.
See you later.
I'm going to show you God does exist.